So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can secure your private cloud server from attackers, from people who are trying to get in through SSH. If you're come to this video because you just want to click solution, then just go to my GitHub down below and run the security script that you can see here. So in this previous video, I showed you how you can set up a private cloud server and set up a lot of email services, a password manager, and like cloud storage and everything on it. But I didn't really go into any detail on some of the security practices that you should be following. Hackers can try to get into your server through various different means, but one common practice is to try get in through SSH. So unlike a regular website where, you can only type in a password 3 times or 5 times or whatever before it blocks you out. SSH, they don't really have any sort of system for preventing multiple login attempts. So what happens is a lot of hackers might try to brute force into it. So say I want to run nmaps on ownkugan.com. Fuck, sorry, I spelled that incorrectly. And what this is going to do is going to show all the services that are available on this site. So it's going to show that I have SSH set up, that I have an email server set up on various different ports. It'll show that I have, so as you can see, I have SSH on port 22, SNMTP on 25, which is just an email server. I have a web server set up on port 80, which is my publicly facing website, which is ownkugan.com. You can check it out down below, by the way. Just shameless self-plug. But yeah, so what a hacker might try to do is they might try to run a script like Hydra or some other password manager on this website. I don't have it installed at the moment. But what this will essentially do is it'll continually try to SSH root, whatever the IP address is, but I'm just going to say my website. And what it'll do is it'll try to, I've got this set up already, but what they'll try to do is continually try to SSH into it with various different common passwords. So automatically, the first thing that you should do is like set up a decent password. And there's some other things I'm going to do. So like below, like I've already ran this script to my server. But the first thing you're going to want to do is to automatically get rid of password authentication. So as you can see, when I just logged into my server with my alias, it didn't ask me for a password, and this is because I have gotten rid of password authentication. So the only way you should authenticate a user is with your private SSH key. This is a lot more secure than just using a password because passwords can be cracked, obviously, and no matter how secure you might think they are. So the way you do this is you go into your SSH config. Sorry, 1 second. And you'll go down to the thing that says password authentication, and you're going to want to click no. But set this to no, should I say. So before you do this, you're going to want to run SSH copy ID on your computer. And, whatever you're Owen at. Whatever your website is called or whatever your server is called. And what this will do is it'll just copy your SSH public key over authorized onto the authorized keys. So you can automatically log in. Then you're going to want to get rid of password authentication. That's just the first thing that you should do to set up authentication with only your private key, or public key, should I say. But that's not really the topic of this video. You see, I've created another script on my cloud services GitHub page. If you go into the security thing, I have this new script up, and what this does is it sets up Fail2Ban. Now, what Fail2Ban is basically when you have a load of failed SSH attempts into your server, what it does is it blocks the IP for a certain amount of time, so it just sends them to an SSH jail. And this is really handy because you don't have to worry about people trying to continuously try to ping in and SSH into your server. And I have a script here that will just set this up automatically. So it just installs, as I say, Fail2Ban. It has a config that I felt was secure enough. So the default one is a bit, it only blocks it for 10 minutes, gives them 5 try attempts. And, maybe 10 minutes isn't a long enough time waiting. If like you have a script set up that will automatically do this, they might be able to actually get in and continually try every 10 minutes. And I've also gotten rid of logging in via the root user because it's security best practice to not allow root users to log in. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just git clone this now. Oh God, what's the thing called? Ugh. Sorry. Yeah, I don't have my Git repo actually on my server. So yeah, I'm just going to go in here, go to security, and I'm going to run this as use root user, set up SSH key. Originally, I did have a service that would set up this password authentication automatically, but you know, it didn't really work too well for whatever reason. And I don't know, it's the idea of like having to pass in like a long SSH public ID into the flags. It didn't look very right. But anyway, yeah, just run this. I'm not going to run it again because I already have. And what it'll do is it'll set up Fail2Ban, it'll install it, it'll enable it so it automatically sets up as soon as the server turns on, or reboots, should I say. And if you go into systemctl, status, Fail2Ban, you'll see that it's running. And if we go into Fail2Ban's client, status, oh, sorry, need to be root user. Fuck's sake. Yeah, so you see that we have a jail. We can actually look at the status of the jail, which is SSHD. That's probably the default one. And yeah, so we have some IPs that are banned already. Whoa, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, I guess there's people trying to get in or something. It might have went through the old logs. Yeah, so it went through all the old auth logs and saw that there was some, attempts already, and it probably just automatically added them to the ban. So it's really handy. So you don't have to like wait for the next time someone tries to get into your server in a bad way. It just automatically does that, which is actually really good to know. I didn't know that was a feature until right now. So, if anyone's like trying to like access your server by brute forcing it, like, you have some hackers out there that actually try to do this with public sites, especially people who like have websites out there automatically, they might try to get into them. So yeah, this is just going to stop it. I have it set up to, I think, a day or a month or something is the jail time. So, it's just going to fuck with anyone who tries to get into the server essentially. But yeah, that's just a really quick way that you can set this up automatically. If you do want to set this up manually for whatever reason, I will put the link down below to a guide that will help you set that up. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because, I didn't really touch on security in the last video, and yeah, this is just something that you should be doing anyway. You should be like setting up your SSH, so it's a bit trickier for people to get into your server. Yeah, if you have any issues or any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I'll see you next time, I guess.